I'm back at the mountain here at the forest interchange for the bottom bunker section. And my big thing now is I've got to put 2 of these up on top. And I cannot reach it with the equipment I have. I probably could reach it with the excavator, but I don't feel like just starting it up just for that one little thing. And 2, with the excavator, I still have to jump out and have somebody line it up. And so it'd take a little bit of time, and I could knock something over really easy with that excavator. If I just nudge it wrong, I could just break everything apart. So, started to put on my thinking cap, and since I use a certain item all the time, ratchet straps. So I came up with a nifty idea, which is just an alteration of what I did up on the top of the Fortress. I was able with all my strength to bring this 10-footer right here and lean it, because it takes all my strength just to get it up on its end. I can actually not carry this railroad tie. I can carry the older ones, but this tie is easily twice as heavy. So what I've done, got my ratchet strap going down my lower beam. I have it coming up, and if you look carefully, there's a piece of metal here, because otherwise the strap will want to grab on the wood. So it's going to go around the wood, and I have put a couple screws here to keep things so it doesn't slide off, hopefully. And then I go down underneath and have this locked in with a screw. So I don't need to put really a lot of force. I just need to bring up enough force and slowly bring it up. Now, with a ratchet strap, I can only go up so much at a time. So I'll end up putting some blocks and stuff to space it every time I need to reset the ratchet. Well, guess it is time. I'm going to tighten it up and pull it in. Well, how about that? It wasn't too difficult. I was able to get it up, slid right in place. I just need to unscrew my strap, pull this out, which is easy. But what I'll probably do is keep pulling it in a little bit more, because I need to come in up to halfway right there. And then I just lift up a little bit, unscrew it, pull it out, and we'll drive a piece of rebar down in there and pin that and that end into place. Oh, that worked out better than I thought it was. So it's still a lot of work to get that wood from the pile over there just over to here. I mean, I've probably been working on this for, you know, getting all the stuff I needed for just an hour just to get the setup and to figure out how I was going to do it. But it should be quick now, since I know how I'm going to do it on this side. Get it up on this one here. Hello, and I'm back working on the interchange for the depot bunker. But we've had some weather. Yesterday it rained, so it didn't have too much. And I am trying to walk through this, and it is nasty. However, even with all this, I've managed to get a few more beams up, not many. I mean, it is really hard with the slipping and sliding. We've gotten a little bit of snow. So just still putting it up, getting the framework. I still got a bunch more beams to put up, columns and beams. But I'm going to keep working on that. But it's the end of the weekend. I couldn't get much in because of the weather and the muck and stuff. And already I was over here trying to pull up one of the columns when I slipped and dropped it down in the basement. So, all right, well, we're just going to call it a day for this. This video is just going to be clips of all the days I keep coming up and showing you as it progresses and what's going on. So probably the next one will be next weekend. It's a Thanksgiving weekend holiday. I'm here on Friday after Thanksgiving to get some work on it. As you can see, there's frost on it. It's cold. So I've got me a little fire to keep warm. Got a bunch of old pallets and so a bunch of old wood, and it'll keep me warm. So I'm trying to see what how I'm going to handle this. It's a little slippery. I'm going to see about well, I guess I'll see about putting up the beams and some more of the columns and just keep working at it. But boy, it's cold, but this fire is nice. Yeah. Been pretty much 6-7 hours of work. And all I got done was the beams here, some alignments, and then some beams here that lock in place the base of each of these beams, and a support beam that's going to have to come and connect over to here, and then one over here up and then connect. And these are designed to help distribute some of the weight from the dirt back towards the mountain and or down towards the lower part rather than all the way up at the top. So, well, it's going to be the end of the day. Couldn't get too much done. My batteries for my chainsaw and all my tools are basically dying. But I got quite a few. I mean, I got this one, that. I've got another locking piece down there. I need one more on this side of it. And there'll be one farther down. Still got, you know, some of the columns to put up. But I'm trying to get it basically stabilized so this thing won't wobble and is firm in its own position. Once I can do that, I can get up the columns on this side, and then I can put some of the roof sections on and basically put some rubber liner and be able to back push some dirt on the exposed sides and slowly cover it in. And this will be the interchange for the underground bunker and for going directly into the underground system to the mountain. So, well, just a lot of work and cold, but it was nice that I had the fire. So, little fire is just about out now. Ooh, nice fire. Ah, nice. All right, well, I'll be back on another day, and we'll continue on. I'm now going to put in actually some of the wood supports that are supposed to tie into the earth and bedrock. So it's a little bit difficult right here, but piled up some wood. I've already got my two lower beams in. And I gotta climb up here. Well, I didn't dig out enough dirt. Can't get it to fit all the way in there yet. I'm still off. Well, now we have it in place. Got that thing set up. Well, that shows how we tie it in here. Basically so that the weight of any of the dirt up above will be pushed in a direction at a 45. So it's actually going to try to push some of the weight that way rather than trying to push the top that way. And it also will push some of the weight back into the bedrock right here. So, I mean, this is what a lot of the miners did in the old mines, but remember, they did that when they were deep underground with no space to work around. So it's a lot easier right here where I'm partially exposed. So I've got to do the same thing here. I've got this one all cut. I've got it right and got some blocks to get it to the right angle as this side, because I will be putting timbers all the way down going to here. And above the timbers, I will be laying the basically a liner, heavy duty liner. It's supposed supposed to last 100 or 200 years for the water. So the water will be forced to go that way if any comes in. And so it might be a little bit wet in this area over here, but I'm not really worried about that because the rest of the water will then be carried across the top and out. So if everything works out great, I have right here, this is a clay layer, and the moisture doesn't really go through that layer right there. So, all right. Well, I've got to make a cut here, the same way I made a cut over here. And then I will put this piece in, and when I do that, I will pin that in. Unfortunately, I have no way of pinning that one, but it's going to be under pressure. So I'm not going to really worry about that joint right there. If I decide later on, I can come in with steel plate or whatever for it, but it shouldn't require anything because everything here is compression and being held. Same as with this side. This side should be just fine. So, all right, well, time for me to make a cut and then put another piece of wood in. Run into a little bit of a snag. My rigid chainsaw with an 18-inch power care bar on it and chain been working really great. I need that length in order to cut this. Its initial, 12-inch blade, like I mentioned earlier, not long enough to do that, but started cutting through this and my blade all of a sudden started to bounce. And I go, what? So I start looking. I don't know if you can see, but down deep inside, something metal. Right there. Something metal, shiny right there. So it's dinged a few of my teeth, but not enough that I have to replace it. I can still cut it. And this is like the hardest piece. This is like a main beam that there's like, I've got to cut it the way it is, even metal or no metal. So I am going to keep cutting around that piece of metal, and if possible, then snap the wood back and then see what I've got there. It's like deep inside. How did a piece of metal get into this? This has like no pieces that would have no metal coming from the outside. We'll take a look at that here in just a minute. So I'm going to cut that and we'll see what we got. Well, there it is. I got it fixed right there. There's a nail and I do see it's right there. So somehow a nail got in that. Looking at that, I don't know exactly how that nail got in there. It almost looks like it's been hit by a saw, but I'm not sure. So now I've got to pull this thing off. Have to get a pry bar, pop this off, but poor chainsaw blade. Well, I mean, they're only $9 a piece if you buy a pack of 2. So $9 for a blade. I mean, expect that you're gonna have to lose a few blades. So I am going to pop that off and put the other piece of wood in. Well, upon closer look, man, I was just super duper unlucky on this whole piece right here that I would have that. And it's a screw, not a nail. I'm trying to look to see, because I've been using a couple screws, but I'm not sure if it's I don't know why I wouldn't have used it on this, because this was just pulled straight over. So at some point, somebody had a screw put into this. Huh, interesting. Well, just pound it off, and another $9 for another section of chain for the chainsaw. So, well, it happens. Well, I'm gonna guess I'm going to call it a day. There I have it. I got all my supports that go to bedrock and back over to the main structure. I got everything all tied together. Now I pinned in, I put pins in where I could to drill. Some of these are blind, and I'm gonna have to put big lag bolts or plates in. And until I do that, I put some of these torque screws in, these heavy duty torque screws. They work pretty good. Uses a T25. So I am going to stop there and clean up. Well, I guess I'm gonna call it a day, and not just that, I think I'm gonna call it the end of this video. Now, these videos will probably be pretty short, just showing all the different progress and little techniques I use on the wood. And so just straightforward, working and keep going. It would be nice if I had more time and I could get more of the stuff heading over to where the underground bunker is, which is going to connect right to this through a small passage. But and then there's a tunnel that's got to go this way, and later on, which I don't have to do anytime soon, there'll be a tunnel going the other way. And that'll be the interconnect to the fortress, which is way up there, way up there. So I'm just here finishing up. I'm going to call this video an end. I'm in the lower part. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe. If you like it, hit the like button. If you don't, oh well, my loss. But thank you all, and I'll see you on the next video.